Welcome to another edition of Interruptions. My next guest is a dance choreographer. He has done videos like Love Don't Cost a Thing, Where the Party At. He's also an actor, a brilliant actor. You have seen him in TV shows, the TV series Soul Food. He's also on one of my favorite shows now called Weber, The Family Business. I'm talking no other than also the author, the brilliant, talented actor, Darrin Henson. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. God bless you, bro. I'm gonna have to fix that a little bit. Sorry to mess up your introduction, but it's Darrin Henson, not Darien.
Darrin. Oh, Darrin Henson. Is that correct, Darrin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. All right. Hold up. Now
Yeah,
let me ask you a
yes,
question
sir.
before I put it out. Is it spelled Darrin?
That's correct.
Okay. Reason I'm asking, I saw an interview you did, and they spelled it. They spelled it with an e on the end. So I wanted to
Yeah,
make sure.
I, you know, I people, don't spell check. They don't pronounce it right. I don't know what to say with those people. I don't think they'll ever be on ABC doing a telecast. So I'll just say that.
Well, I wanted to make sure, before I put it
That's
out
what makes.
that I had it right, and so
I,
what I did
I
was I
appreciate
went
that.
to your website. So when I saw it I said, okay, then I had it
There
spelled
you go.
correct. So my first
There you
question,
go.
my
I
first
always say the outstanding stand out.
There you go. You've always been a fan favorite of mine, man. I've been watching you for a while. I didn't even know because I call him my little brother. He sings in the group Jagged Edge. So I did not know that you choreographed that video.
Yeah, I did. Where's the party at?
Yeah, my little brother, I call him Wingo.
Yeah, Wingo, that's my man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I did. Where's the party at? Some years back, we had a great time. Those are my boys,
So,
definitely.
so how did you get and that leads to my first question. How did you get into being a choreographer? How did that come about for you?
It started with dance, my love of dance, and to be honest, the reason I started choreographing is because I had so much creativity flowing through me, and I didn't really want to do other people's dance steps.
Okay.
I used to work with Salt and Pepper, which really, really pushed me over the edge, meaning it was another choreographer choreographing for them, and he was feminine. And I wanted to work with Salt and Pepper, so I actually worked with them, but I didn't like the way the dance steps felt on my body. So I just decided to take off and do my own thing. And that
Right.
really pushed me in a positive way to become the choreographer that I became.
Yeah, yeah. Because when I first saw you and on the TV series Soul Food, and they were talking about, hey, he's a choreographer. He did this and that. I'm like, wait, he is? And so I had to go back and I said, oh man, this brother is talented. So when you went into being a choreographer, how did that lead, or how did the acting part come about for you?
That happened in 1999. All my dreams came true as a dancer, as a choreographer. And so I needed something that was going to be a new challenge for me. So, I thought about it, and acting is a part of the arts. And I just thought that would be a great challenge for me to move into the acting world, because all of my dreams came true with choreography and dance. And so I started to work as an actor in 2000. And that's where Soul Food came along.
Oh yeah, my wife loved you in Soul Food. She always called you Lim. When I told her I
Yeah,
was going, "Oh, you
I still
interviewing
get
Lim?"
called Len. Yeah, I
I
still
said,
get called Len.
"Yeah." I said, "That's not his name." But you know what? You know what I liked about the character that you played in Soul Food. You kind of remind me. That character kind of reminded me of Omar Harwood's character in Power Ghost. And what I mean by that is you gave a lot of different layers to Lim. Lim character wasn't just simple. He
I
you
appreciate it.
you showed the evolution of him growing and challenging that character. So I appreciate the work that you did with that character. How does one, and I'm fascinated, and you kind of answered it, but I want to piggyback. How does one come up with a dance number? You know, like you said, you didn't want to be doing someone else's
I
step.
I I don't really know. Yeah, I
Okay,
don't really know. I just listen to the music. You know, people always ask me, how did I choreograph? And I said, I don't know that I choreographed. The music did. The music told me what to do. And I
okay.
just followed suit, you know, and it just came out. And so I just listened to the music and I allowed it to guide me. I just let my beat to the music.
Okay, okay. I was always because I asked the
And the music told me what to do.
okay. I told someone I was going to interview you. She told me to tell you, hey, and that's our big Les.
Yeah, that's my friend from New York, no doubt.
I
We
just
go
I,
back.
I just interviewed her last night, and she was telling me how because I was just talking about you were pretty much not you're not the only one, but far as popularity, right? When you hear who choreographed a video or who choreographed a number, you know, you talk about first you start with Alvin Ailey, you know, and then from Allen Ailey, you know, birthed out Debbie Allen, right? And then we started hearing, you know, Big Les, Fatima, Rosie Perez, and I told her last night, I said the only guy I kept hearing was Darrin. So I
No
said
doubt.
he had to be doing his thing, man, because it was all these women. I said there was nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful, but far as guy, you were the only name I kept hearing.
No doubt. I give thanks to the Most High for that.
Oh yeah, God
I
to
give
do it, won't
thanks.
it?
Yeah, I give thanks for that. You know, put you in places that other people don't believe you belong in.
How is what is the process for you in breathing life into a character? Like when you played in Soul Food and now the Family Business. I've loved that show. I love your character creating that heat.
Thank you.
How do you
Yeah.
how do,
Orlando Duncan, he's Orlando Duncan's a beast. You know, you just drop into the character. You tell the truth about the character. You study his backstory. You study where he's going, and you have empathy for the character. You start to think as the character. You start to dress as the character. You start to listen as the character. Start to walk, talk, eat, act like the character. So it's just about you becoming. It's not really acting. Acting is becoming, you know, but they don't call it becoming. They call it acting. But acting is really becoming. And so if any good actor becomes, Pacino becomes, De Niro becomes, Washington becomes, you know, Sam Jackson becomes, Delroy Lindo becomes. You see what I'm saying? So they don't act, they become. You know, Blair Underwood becomes. So you just become the character.
that's powerful because Bill Dukes, when I interviewed Bill Dukes, he it's the same thing you say. He just used another word, which is being. You're being, and so just like you said, you become. And he said that, and I'm sure your take is
Yeah,
the same. That also you have to
yeah, you
also
be.
be with your whoever you're in the scene with. You have to be with them as well.
That's right. Yeah, you got to be present. You got to be aware. You got to be alive. You got to be awake in the scene. You can't be thinking about something else and then be in the scene because the camera picks up everything. You got to be right there in real time.
Now, do
All
you?
good actors are.
Oh, lost your video there. Got you back. What were you saying?
I said all good actors are aware. Let me say to your audience and to you, forgive
Hmm.
me, but I am on set right now. You know, I'm in a lot of audio and a lot of visual stuff going on, so the video may go in and out. That's because I'm working. I'm on set doing the interview with you, so I appreciate being on with you, and hopefully this is a interview that people want to see.
Oh no, no, thank you. One thing about my show, what I love is authentic. So I get it however I get it. So I like for it to be very authentic. Um, do you find also? I interviewed another young actor, T.J. Jackson, and he said he used the word. I want to get your thoughts. He used the word also playing. He said what allows him is the like you say become the character, but play because he doesn't take the role when he says he doesn't take it seriously. What he means is he doesn't have to judge the character, so it allows him to just play the character with as authentic as he can.
Well, and definitions have meanings, and meanings have energy.
Hmm.
So I'm very careful the words that I use.
Okay.
And I think be and become are the best
Okay.
words to use when it comes to acting.
Okay.
Um, you know, I feel like, uh, you know, it takes a lot of work, to become. It takes a lot of work. The human being is a very complex individual, and there's nothing easy about being human. We
Right.
have a heartbeat. We have to breathe in order to live. We have to eat in order to live. We have to excrete and urinate to release poisons out of our body, right? We have to listen. We have to speak in order to get things. I mean, we're very complex. Our skin feels heat, so we don't hurt ourselves, right? Our
Hmm.
skin feels cold, so we don't hurt ourselves. So we're very complex in terms of who that. And so there are people who think that they can just read lines off of paper and they call themselves actors. Well,
Right.
you've also seen really bad TV shows and bad movies as well. So
Yeah.
that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, yeah. Do you find when you having to be a character, I'm talking about just in all the different roles that you've played, and when you see something happen in real life similar to either a character you played or someone you're acting with and they play, that you can kind of understand, not that you agree with what happened, but you could kind of understand it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's called empathy. So I think what the gentleman was talking about was he has empathy for his character. So he
Right,
doesn't judge him harshly. You can't play a person you judge harshly. You
right,
can't become somebody you dislike. You can't attract good in your life when you're feeling bad. Two
right.
things can't occupy the same space at the same time. So you have to have empathy
Gotcha,
for the character that you choose to play. And you
gotcha,
have to understand why they did what they did or why their life is the way that it is.
gotcha. Okay. So tell me about your book that you have out, Life's Teachable Moments.
Teachable moments is exactly what it sounds. Life's teachable moments is exactly that. It's about the teachable moments of life. It's about how we tap in, tune in, and turn on to ourselves. It's about paying attention to what goes on so you don't have to repeat it. It's about those moments in life that are teachers that teach us lessons and will return if you didn't learn the lesson.
And that's why I like the title because it, like you said, it's self-explanatory, but it seems so. You're a person. Let me and correct me, of course, if I'm wrong. That you have allowed, whether it's positive or negative, to be a teachable moment for you to either to grow
Well,
from that situation.
it depend positive and negative. It depends on who you're talking to, right? There are many, many different realities going on around us at the same time.
Right.
Somebody will see something negative in something. Somebody else will see something positive. So it
Got
depends on your level of consciousness, right?
it. Hmm.
So you throw away a can or a bottle, a homeless person may see it as a nickel that they didn't have. You see?
Yeah.
You may throw food away. Somebody homeless may say, "That's my dinner tonight."
Gotcha.
You may look at a homeless person as somebody that's in your way, and they may look at you as inspiration about how they could become.
Mm.
You see?
Pers- Perspective.
So it's all perspective, brother.
Yeah.
And to the sisters out there, you know, to the sisters, right? So it's all perspective. And so when we don't play the extreme and just go the middle road, you can
Mm-hmm.
learn a lot. You can learn a lot. Just going down the middle road. I always tell people,
Mm-hmm.
you know, people always repeat this. They say, I want to live a balanced life. And I say, do you really?
Mm.
But it's just something that they've heard, but they repeat it all the time. They want their life to be balanced. Well, if you went to a park and you got on a seesaw with your friend and you got
Mm-hmm.
on a balanced seesaw, what fun would that be?
That's right.
The fun of the seesaw means it has to go up and down. That's the
Correct.
fun in it. So
Yep.
the difficult aspects of life, some of the things that we deal with in life, if we don't judge it too harshly and we say, oh, this is a teachable moment,
Mm-hmm.
we can learn something and actually ride the wave of whatever that moment is and not look at it as negative,
Mm.
but utilize it and use it for positive. It's all perspective.
That's good, man. That's. I get it because a lot of times we look at things, especially if we deem it negative, then we can't learn anything from it because we're ready to throw it away because we're looking at it as a negative, versus like you said, a teachable moment to
That's right.
what can I learn from this? What can I get out of this so I can take that and use it to go forward.
That's right.
I get.
A lot of people, when they saw my movie Stomp the Yard, they were like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, that character, I didn't like you in that, man. You was mean, you were arrogant. But you have to have an antagonist and a protagonist in a movie, right?
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
watch Denzel Washington in Training Day, was he the antagonist or the protagonist? He was the antagonist. His
Right.
partner, right, the white
Right.
cop, was the protagonist. He wound up being the good guy in the movie.
Right.
Denzel was the antagonist. He antagonized the situations, right? So, the way I look at it is every character has his purpose. Every character has his reason. Every character has his life, right? And
Yes.
so, people say, oh, Lem used to get in trouble all the time. But Lem was just a guy trying to figure it out. Lem was a guy trying to
Correct.
take care of his family. Lem was a guy trying to be a good husband. Lem was trying to provide for his family. And then they
Yep.
say, oh, that's true, because they're only looking at it from one perspective.
Well,
They're
see,
looking
I
at what they would and wouldn't do.
I liked your character in Stomp the Yard because people forget, they go back and look at it. If it wasn't for your character, then Columbus Short character he couldn't get the way he needed to be because it was your character that forced him. Remember, because he didn't want to be on the line. He wasn't even thinking about all that. But it was your character that initiated everything. So I act, and we got to see, of course, you
That's right.
put some dance skills back in there, yourself. So
I tried not to. I tried not to, but they made me do it.
they made you do.
Seriously, they made me do it. I didn't want to do it.
Hey, well, man.
I
Hey,
wanted, I wanted to separate. I wanted to keep it separated.
I
But,
got you.
people love this, so I'm glad. Lem
You
don't dance though.
watch this. And I don't know if you remember that. I'm gonna tell you my favorite scene in that movie though was the end. Okay, so you remember they said that the other fraternity, Columbus Shorts.
You mean the
Uh,
TV show?
no. The movie Stomp the Yard. So
Oh, Stomp the Yard. Stomp the Yard.
yeah, Stomp the Yard. So at the end when they said, okay, they won, their fraternity won, right? Was your frat brother looked at you, kind of looked at you like, man, see what you did. I was like, you can't, and I was looking at, you can't blame that on his character.
You know, that was a collective effort.
Right, that was good, but it was a beautiful. It was a, like I said, the reason I like your acting because one, I never know what role you're gonna be. Like you could be a good guy, you could be the bad guy. I don't, you don't know, and that's a sign of a good actor, which you have to watch the film to see what your character is going to be.
You've got to watch it. Whatever it is, I'm gonna tell the truth. Whatever it is.
Well, Dennis White couldn't tell me, but I'm gonna ask you. You might can't tell me, can't give me an answer. But hey, man, why y'all shoot and kill Dennis off the show, man? He was trying to drive Pops along, and y'all done shot and killed him off the show.
Look, man, that's a Carl.
That's a call.
That's a Carl Weber question.
I know what.
One day you might be flying on a plane, and the next day you're not there no more. You don't ever really know what Carl. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even get the scripts ahead of time. We get them right before we start filming.
Why? Well, that's what makes it.
Sometimes when we sit down to read, man, it's
y'all looking.
It's
y'all
a surprise to us.
Yeah, y'all probably looking like, whoa. Y'all,
most of the time, it's a surprise.
Y'all, you better get your cousin back. That's all I gotta say. You better go get that girl, man.
We got her. The second season, we got her.
Yeah. I'm watching. I'm catching up. I haven't. And that was brilliant. Also, bringing Tretch in. Yeah, I love the show, man. I've been watching this since day one. I didn't know y'all were gonna kill Cliff Howell all so fast, but like you said, you guys don't get it until
Carl Weber.
Yeah, Carl Weber. So in acting, what role that you haven't played that you want to see yourself get an opportunity to play?
It's not so much about the role; it's about who I want to work with. Okay. I mentioned them before. Delroy Lindo, Denzel Washington, Sam Jackson, John Travolta. I really want to work with these gentlemen, because they're profound. Right. John Travolta, because he's always been an inspiration to me. Denzel Washington, who came later on as an inspiration. Delroy Lindo, for many years watching him in Spike Lee's movies. Right. Really just powerful actor, man. And Sam Jackson, who's a friend, and acting genius, right? And creator. I want to work with them. I also want to work with directors Michael Bay. Okay. I really want to work with Michael Bay. So there's a lot of actors and directors that are on my vision that I want to rock with. So time tells all, and still young.
Oh yeah, of course. I have two more questions for you. My next question is today, of everything that you've done, in your career, today, what's most important to you?
Doing the best that I can do.
Okay.
Telling the truth and doing the best that I can do. That's really the most important to me. That I do my best.
Okay. And my final question, what inspires? Did I tell
my truth?
What inspires you? What gets you up every day? What gets you still loving acting? Everything, writing a book. What encourages you? What inspires you?
I'm inspired by the Most High. I believe that I'm anchored universal truth of endless possibility, from the universal truth of never ending, the universal truth of knowing that there's so much possibility. Mm-hmm. and ask and ye shall receive. That inspires me. Knock and the door shall be open. Gotcha. That inspires me. You mean to tell me all I have to do is ask? All I have
Yeah.
to do is open my mouth. You mean to tell me all I have to do is knock and it's given to me?
Yeah.
That's inspiring.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, I love the Lord too, man. That inspires me, man. Hey, the biggest scripture that inspires me, man, is the scripture where it says, "In my Father's house there are many mansions." That tells me how big of a God I
That's
serve.
right.
That tells me how big many mansions.
That's right.
So in other words, what he's saying is a mansion is nothing but a room.
That's right.
So
In the
ma-
universal house that never ends.
that never ends. That never ends, man. So I appreciate you coming on the show and blessing us with your presence. Keep doing what you're doing because you never know who's watching. And it's not that you're doing anything extraordinary, but just being yourself. But I will tell you, you are a treasure to our community. You're a treasure to the acting and film industry. And just continue to stay safe and stay blessed, man. And we would love to have you back on the show.
I'm honored that you would even have me on the show. I appreciate you. I'm thankful to you and for you. God bless you and your family.
All right.
Salute.
Salute. Peace out.